Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here at I-94, we're going to got a special surprise for you. What we've done is we've combined the megalomaniac computer services of the world to bring together everyone to talk about this glorious. He's got it on vinyl, I've got it on CD. I prefer it on CD.
One's backwards. It's a rare one.
Cool songs. Cool. Steve's got it on vinyl though. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got two people you're just going to want to talk to. We've got the wonderful Peter Tillman and Mark Taylor. And Steve, why don't you compliment them on the mightiness of this CD?
Oh, look. Well, my first question, why has this taken 40 years to be released? It's really pushed the patience of us Lipstick Killers fans. 40 years, seriously.
Well, we were waiting for the compliment to build big enough.
Okay. That's right. We're waiting for a big fat check. Haven't received it yet, but anyway.
Wait.
I'm sure it's in the mail.
But worth the wait. Like, Dave did a great job. Dave Lang, Grown Up Wrong. I know there's some other labels that have been.
Yeah. I think Mark had a lot to do with it, right? If it wasn't for Mark's archive and producing skills, probably wouldn't be possible. Certainly, it's no thanks to me. I've been sitting in Singapore for the past 12 years doing nothing.
Have you at least got your copy, Pete?
I haven't yet, but I've got it on Spotify and iTunes.
Oh, good.
But I do have a copy that was sent to the house in Sydney, so my kids have got it. But I'm yet to receive it.
You won't get it.
I won't get it because of the pandemic.
They've taken it to Ashwoods.
Oh, fair enough.
Ashwood's so far gone.
Are they
so
still there?
History.
My goodness.
Your turn for a question, Bob.
So my turn for a question. Let's go back to when did you actually think the Lipstick Killers started?
Oh, man. You got a better memory than me, Mark.
When we were too scared to go back out on the road with the name Psychosurgeons because of Hell's Angels.
Well, I thought it was basically fairly much coming together in Adelaide. It seemed that you and Dave and Pete were really becoming a unit then, even before like the official realization of the band.
I don't know. I can't remember that. I don't know if it's really true.
Yeah. But
I don't know about that. Don't think so. Because Mark played in Filth, you might recall.
He played on that first one in that
he was
in that bar that went to shit and at a remarkable place.
The Hindmarch Hotel.
The Hindmarch Hotel was where we finished it. Yeah. But we did that bar in Rundle Mall.
Yeah.
And it was like suck worthy to the max, but it did get us lots of publicity.
It did.
Then we did that one at the university, which was
all right. That was good.
Gig. I thought that was probably the best punk gig I've ever been to in my entire life.
One of our finest performances.
Oh, I think it was. I was really disappointed because they promised that they were recording it. They promised they were recording it. I thought to myself, well, that's done.
I tell you what I have. You know what I have, Bob, in the cupboard here? What? A Super 8 film of Filth at Manresa Hall.
Oh, I've seen it because it turned up on a
I've got the original
CD. That was a spectacular gig as well, but that was spectacular for a rather different reason. I think you throwing a chair at that Barry guy. I think that was the highlight of the.
I don't remember that. I deny any acts of violence whatsoever. I demand you retract that statement immediately.
Okay, it never happened. That chair never left your hand and never went at the boss.
Absolutely.
Harry doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
So okay, I haven't seen you guys for so I've seen Mark at a Radio Birdman gig.
Seen you twice since.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's so like we've sort of like nodded each other and sort of like squatted against the back wall in common pattern, but we haven't really spoken of times past.
No.
What happened to Dave?
Well, I just heard from John Foy that he'd had an accident in his car. He'd driven into the back of a bus, and he hit the windscreen with his forehead, and that caused swelling in the brain.
Yeah.
He's recovered to a great degree, but not to what he was before.
And when did that happen?
Oh,
God.
years ago at least.
20 years ago at least.
Right, but that's like. But I was talking about why he departed the band.
Oh.
Okay.
You've thrown an entire new shock at me now.
It wasn't because of a bus.
No. He just seemed to lose interest. So,
because he had that, like, the CD seems to fall into two really separate, diverse kind of bands. It's got the first CD, and it's got Mark Taylor's Dave Taylor's all the way through. It's fabulous. And then you go to Michael Charles on the second CD, and it's almost like a complete evolution.
Yeah, it's a different group, really.
Yeah.
Totally. It is. Yeah.
We were playing some of the same songs, but
but they don't sound like the same songs at all.
They were polished.
Yeah, we polished them.
Polished them.
Now I do have one question.
You can polish a turd.
I do have one question. I'm just holding this up. You can recognise that.
We tried pretty hard.
I'm thinking, why haven't you talked about girls on this CD release?
Huh?
Talk about girls.
Well, why haven't you talked about girls? Because on this vinyl album,
it's not on there, is it?
Well, no, it's on this. It's not there, and I thought it was quite a highlight of this.
That was a special request from Michael Charles.
Okay.
And I thought it was a reasonable request.
This is one of my favourite bits on the record.
Does he come in late or something, or what happens there? I haven't played that album for a while. Let's talk about girls song.
That's not on there. Michael didn't think it was up to standard, so he asked David Lang if he would not put.
Oh well, it's missed, sorely missed.
It'll come out on bootleg.
It's come out on vinyl already.
And you've got the French pressing there, which has got a different cover.
Yes, I have. It's
a great cover.
But I was over in Europe, so how was I going to?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the Rock and Roll Safari, Jungle Pete. That was Darcy Condon's finest moment when he dressed as a gorilla and came in through the window at the Civic.
I was there. Bob was there, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was. I think because I'd left in '79.
Oh, we had Jungle Girls. We had everything.
How did you get carried through the crowd? Like, it was a big crowd that night, and for somehow you got carried out on that.
On a sedan chair.
Yeah. The crowd just parted.
Yeah.
We did it through Sydney, but I don't remember doing it at the Civic. I don't think it would be possible.
Jungle Pete. Was that Jungle Pete? Was that
Jungle
the same
Pete.
show? That was the Civic.
Rock and Roll Safari.
Yeah, there's a flyer for it too. And Darcy got on stage in the gorilla suit, and
yeah, he did. Yeah,
he said, "Get off my stage."
I think we did the sedan chair.
We did in the Civic. I don't remember. Yeah. I remember going around Hyde Park and into the city. I mean, you could never do it now, but I don't remember it at the Civic Hotel. We must have.
Yeah,
I remember us going to the hospital in down near Hyde Park, and because you wanted a straitjacket for a filth show.
I don't remember that.
We sat in the waiting room and you pretended you were crazy.
Oh man, no! Are you serious?
I'm absolutely 100% serious. But there would always be some foolish ideas that would spring through our minds.
That would have been a great gag, having a straight jacket. I got a vague memory, but I don't remember
We couldn't get one.
All that
You
stuff
couldn't
going.
convince them that you're insane.
I was mad. Oh. Shows you what sort of condition the medical profession were in back there when they couldn't identify a truly insane human being.
Well, they used to do those things like make you psychologically unfit for work, which they don't seem to do now. Now, I feel I am
No.
psychologically unfit for work, but now they just won't bite on that.
Well, I don't remember that one.
I've got a question. Mark, how did the attitude, style and songwriting change from the Psychosurgeons days to the Lipstick Killers days? Was there any sort of conscious direction change or thought process going on there, or just another band with some songs?
I would say no difference. In my mind, the only difference was that we had Pete singing, but he was just as happy to sing the Psychosurgeons songs as the new ones we were writing, the Lipstick Killers.
I was honoured. Not just happy.
And he did a great job. So it really, to me, it felt like a continuation, but then it developed. After the first year of being the Lipstick Killers, it started to change.
How did you develop that guitar style you started off with in the Psychosurgeons? Because it's fairly unique.
I think it's really down to that solid state acoustic brand, 200-watt bass.
But it was right at the hand as well, like the way that you always turn the thumb over onto the bottom string.
Oh yeah,
kind of like clawed it and sort of up and down with this claw motion, and it was like totally unique but really effective.
Well, it was just to hold my first finger onto the string better because I was whacking the strings really hard, and if I just held it with my first finger, my playing hand would whack the finger right off the string. So
I remember seeing blood on your guitar quite often, Mark, when you were playing.
Yeah, it did have blood on it quite
often.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That's a fact. Fingers were shredded.
Yeah.
And where did that amp come from? Because we're using Dennis Tech's amp for a while, weren't you? Is that right?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay.
I used an acoustic solid state head for all of the Psychosurgeons and the first year of the Lipstick Killers. And then I
remember a Marshall.
Then I had a Marshall for a short time, but I didn't really like it.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it sounded wonderful. Like the Strat through the Marshall was just superb.
Well, I changed to a Vox AC30 after the Marshall.
That was during the second period when Michael joined.
Yeah.
With the Strat and the Jaguars, that was the best. And the ES 335, which is in the background there.
That's right.
That was the best sound, I thought.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about Kim Giddy? I believe he came from a non-punk rock background, unlike the rest of you, a non-garage Stooges background. What was his, where did he come from? What sort of music was he playing? I thought I heard he was playing jazz or something very Lipstick Killer-ish.
I think it was more sort of progressive rock, but it was called Precious Little, the group.
Oh, God, yeah, Precious Little. Yeah. Man, I've forgotten that one.
And he was was it with the Oxley brothers he was in? Anyway,
pretty sure it was the Oxleys, yeah, because they all knew each other.
Yeah. And the Oxleys and Penny Ward and I think Darcy, was he from up there as well?
Darcy was there, yeah.
Oh, there were others. Yep. Many others came from the same. Oh, Michael, of course, Michael Charles.
Michael, yeah.
Bill Bilson. Bill Bilson, they were all.
That's right.
Clique. And Kim was the first one to come down to Sydney out of the lot of them. And he sent back reports of, because he joined the Lipstick Killers. And he said, wow, I'm in this great band. Everybody come down.
He says there's gold in them hills. It's like the gold rush.
Yeah. And when they got there and they saw us, they said, God, why did we come?
I wasn't going to ask this, but there was rumours of a feud between the Sunny Boys and the Lipstick Killers. Is that any truth in that? No feud?
Never.
Really. No, it wasn't. It was just, it wasn't even a rivalry because we only played one show.
We were like fathers to them.
Yeah.
I treated them as sons.
No, there was no serious feud or anything. No, definitely not.
Just healthy banter, that's all.
Yeah, we were Pete was a real joke. I remember him sneaking up behind Bill Bilson and pulling his foot off the drum pedal in the middle of the gig.
Good fun.
Good fun.
Not so that they ruin the song, of course, and make us sound better. It was just a little bit of hijinks, that's all. Super gluing the strings together on the guitars and stuff. Harmless hijinks.
That sounds like you shat in my pool. Do you remember that?
Oh man, how will we ever forget that?
No, let's not get into that.
No.
No.
I can honestly say it was neither myself nor Mark that was responsible for that.
Nor I.
The perpetrator will remain nameless. Safe to say we hightailed it out of Adelaide pretty quickly.
So tell us about Los Angeles.
Well, it was pretty exciting.
It was. We played the whiskey, didn't we, Mark?
We did. We had about 600 people at that show, headlining.
I can't remember the name of the group.
Unclaimed.
Unclaimed, that's right. Yeah. They were pretty good.
Yeah. They're like a garagey sort of chocolate watch band kind of a band, weren't they?
Yeah,
that thing going.
Yeah. But it was called the Brian Jones Memorial Concert. I think most people were there just because it was, in memory of Brian Jones, but they probably didn't even know who we were. But we were headlining. We put on a good show, and everyone really liked it.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we take turns? There were two shows, right? Didn't we do one headlining and then the Unclaimed did the late show? So I think there were two shows.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Which is typical, I think. It was very different over there. I mean, it wasn't like the Sydney scene where you could just rock up to a pub and book yourself in. It was few and far between.
Yeah.
Although we did see, you might remember this, Mark, at the Troubadour, we actually saw Motley Crue, and they were just like a local group. And
is that who it was?
Yeah, remember Claire?
Wow.
Remember Claire? Claire that took us on board? She said she took us to the Troubadour to see one of LA's sort of, up and coming groups. And it was bloody Motley Crue.
Who that was?
Yeah, it was Motley Crue.
I know we hated it.
Motley Crue. Oh, I hated it, but it was Motley Crue. There you go.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
We saw Rocky Erickson. I remember that.
Oh, he cried.
Yeah.
He cried when we shook his hand. He cried. He was fantastic.
Although his
band was even better, right?
Yeah, his band was fantastic. That they had to sort of put his guitar on his and they had to operate his pedals for him.
Do everything
move
for
his
him.
fingers up and down the frets, but
yeah.
No, but he was
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was great. His voice was great.
The explosions of explosives.
Explosive. That's it. I remember.
He came to Sydney about 10 years ago, and his voice was still fucking amazing.
Wow.
Gee.
I didn't
like when he walked on stage, I knew he was going to be all right because he was wearing blue suede shoes.
Is he still? I thought he might have passed away.
No, he
passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, he has gone, right? I thought so. Obviously, after he came to Sydney.
Yeah.
That'll do it to someone, won't it?
Yeah, Rocky Erickson. There he is. Look at that. 2019. Oh, only recently. I didn't read that.
And we played with the Gun Club.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah, and we saw them play a couple of times.
Yeah.
Do you remember him cutting his hair off on stage with a Bowie knife?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the Gun Club.
Yeah.
And the Flesh Eaters, of course. My old friend Chris D.
Yeah.
Who now writes sort of manga comic books for Japanese audiences. He's a huge author. Although I haven't spoken to him for 20 years, but last I looked him up, he was a sort of a well-published author on Japanese manga.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a movie star as well?
He was, and he appeared in it was a dreadful movie by what's his name that Dances with Wolves. What's his name?
Kevin
Who's
Costner.
the lead for it? Kevin Costner. He was in this awful movie where he was
Kevin
FBI.
Costner, Say No More.
Yeah, he was pursuing Kevin Costner through the New York, and he had one line at the end, but he was in that movie. Yeah.
Do you remember meeting up with Keith Morris a few times, Pete?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I do. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Well, I actually ended up working at Slash Records.
Yeah.
For a few years after Mark went to London or to Houston. Were you wrangling cattle down there or something, or checking oil wells? I never knew what you were doing down in Houston.
I was only there for a week.
Oh, right.
I was there as a special guest of Andy Bradley, Mort.
Oh, Andy Bradley, yeah.
He put me up for a week, and he took me to
wow.
He took me to the studio that recorded the 13th Floor Elevators, which he runs.
You're kidding. He was Birdman's sound guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man Mountain.
Wow. That is cool.
And
I ended up working at Slash for a while. I used to drive Fear around to all the gigs and hang out with John Belushi before he OD'd on Smack, and Robin Williams and people like that. He used to follow Fear around because they thought, they were the coolest thing ever. That was a good
Were you there at that Saturday Night Live taping that Fear did?
No, that would have been in New York. I was in LA.
Yeah.
So when they went on, when they had tours and record, I used to drive them around, make sure they were all Smack addicts, all of them. Yeah. I had to make sure they got there on time and, performed and stuff. It was like a road manager, a legend like me, being a road manager for Fear, the indignity of it all. But it was good fun.
Are there any other recordings floating around? Like, will we ever hear Shocker-Cola?
No, not unless we do a modern version of it. No, Shocker-Cola's just lost in the ages.
Yeah, even the chocolate's gone off, right? Now, I don't know, Mark, if you've got cable. I'm sure you do, but there's a series that I've been watching here, The History of Chocolate.
Well, no, I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, and they Shocker-Cola now is just one flavor out of about 300 made by, I can't remember who makes it.
Stolver.
But Stalwart, yeah. So I'm sure it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. It had a legendary appeal, remember, back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came in a tin with a swastika on it.
Yeah, it was, right? You only had like one tin. It was very hard to get, right?
Yeah, it was very hard to get.
But he made a legend out of it.
Yeah, I only remember the chorus. The chorus was Shocker-Cola Baby. That's it.
There was two songs that came out on a 7-inch. I think it was Falling Apart. And what's the other song?
What in Love, is it?
Yeah, I mean, this Psychosurgeons, I meant, are there any other rehearsal songs apart from those two songs that came out as a 7-inch?
No, I don't think there are, Steve.
Just, yeah. Is that Stan? Who's singing on that one? Is that Stan or?
Paul.
Yeah, Paul Gearside.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. I have a question. I saw the Lipstick Killers once at the Bexley North Hotel supporting Rose Tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was the entire crowd. I just sat there. Lipstick Killers played it, but it was a full house.
Yep.
Which to me seemed like a really strange setup to see the Lipstick Killers. Were there many shows that were like that, like Suburban Beer Barns? I know you supported Australian Crawl maybe somewhere, and Midnight Oil maybe. Were there shows like that, just weird and weird crowds that just wouldn't have understood?
Jimmy and the Boys.
We probably played about 4 times a week to that sort of crowd.
Yeah.
It's still great. I've got a tape of that show, and you guys just played, as if it was a full house.
Thank you.
It was, thanks.
The whole room to myself.
Well, Murray White used to work for the Harbour Agency. So he was our manager, but he was also...
It was Sam Rickey.
Yeah, but he was also working for the Harbour Agency. So we got all the cast-off shows from the Harbour Agency. We we got to play with Air Supply and...
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
Mother Goose, possibly.
Like being.
And what did Air Supply make of you?
Air Supply, I like.
Hey, can I tell you that we had more people there to see us than Air Supply. It was a
Oh,
stage door tavern.
They supported us.
What? Was it? Or was it the other way around?
No,
It was their big return from the US, right? And that drummer had like more drums I've ever seen in my life. Remember that?
yeah.
And we had about 30 or 40 people there to see us. And then we finished and they all just drifted off. But we stayed down the front, applauding because we felt so sorry for them. I know I did. Yeah. Wow. Air Supply. Can you believe it? I'd forgotten about Mother Goose. How could you forget about Mother Goose?
Name 2 songs.
Mother Goose. I
Hey, Queen.
name one
What's
song.
the other one?
Don't know.
I don't know. No idea.
I don't know, but I remember the keyboard player was dressed as a bee.
As you do.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay.
Dignity
Are
we
you
had to
in
suffer.
any
Go
way
on.
going to promote this album by
Oh,
performing?
we are. What
No,
are you
no, you're
talking
gonna
about? We're
perform.
promoting it now.
I
No,
think
you're going to
post-COVID,
perform.
COVID's
After
over.
COVID. COVID will end one day.
Yeah. We'll celebrate the end of COVID with a Lipstick Killers concert.
Oh,
I'll be there. Bob will be there. Craig will be there.
well, there's 2 people.
Yeah.
They'll
That's
have to be
3.
$5,000 a ticket then. Afford it.
You played the Bridge Hotel and you got a fair few people there that time.
We did, but you know, been there and done that, I suppose.
You
Yeah.
don't have to do the Bridge Hotel again. You did. That's past you now. You've got past the Bridge Hotel.
Play the Bexley North Hotel.
Mm.
I'll ask a question. The first time I saw the Lipstick Killers was with the Other Side and the Passengers at the Civic, and that just blew my young mind. That was brilliant, that gig. I wanted to ask, you got any memories of those particular bands or bands like the Visitors that you used to play with quite often back in those days?
I remember the Manly Flicks being a fantastic show.
Oh,
Sure.
absolutely. That's probably one of the best shows we ever did.
Yeah, and everyone
Yeah.
on there did a fantastic show. You know, it was the Passengers and the Visitors, wasn't it? Or
Manly
Yeah.
Flicks, it was the
The Other
Visitors
Side.
and the Other Side.
the other side. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we went on first.
yeah.
Then
The
it
big
was
theatre.
maybe yeah. That was a great show. I'll always remember that. I just remember hearing the Gary Glitter theme pounding above. We were under the stage in the dressing room, and that theme song came on. The place just went wild, and then we made our way up through the bowels of the theatre onto stage, and we actually played a really great gig. Always remember that. Now, of course, we were the ones that discovered Gary Glitter, and then all of the NFL, baseball, they all stole our theme song to play at the sports games in the US until, of course, he was convicted of pedophilia. And now,
Shame.
now, no shame about that. But
the curse of the Lipstick Killers.
Well, yeah, maybe we were the ones.
Saw him in London
that,
at the Lyceum. It was like the toughest, roughest gig I ever went to in my entire life.
Really?
It was like there were blokes my size being dragged passed out unconscious against the crash barrier and being taken backstage passed out. It was wild. He threw roses out to the punks and the entire place just turned into this god-awful brawl. It was astounding.
Yeah, he became a real cult figure until he got locked up.
But another Visitors show I remember was the one where Mark came out with the shark's fin on his back. That was a good one.
The shark fin, that was cool.
Yeah.
Was that at the university, at the Manning Bar?
I thought it was a Stage Door Tavern.
Was it?
Oh, would have been then.
That was a great show.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side played great shows.
Yeah, they did. They all played good shows. These days, when you compare it, I mean, there was a certain energy back then.
Yeah. Well, we were usually,
although, what's that?
We were usually the support, but it was, great to be the support band for those.
Yeah. And they were always very supportive of us,
Yeah.
Suppose someone should say something that we were asked to do earlier about someone's birthday.
Oh, John Needham.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, John.
There you go.
Happy birthday, John. Have you forgiven us yet?
What, for crack research?
No, I think for not thanking him for putting out Mesmerizer, wasn't
That's right. We gave no, we made a list of everyone to thank, and we rated them 100.
That's right.
And we rated on. We only gave him 2 out of 100.
It was a joke.
Yeah, we did
very well.
Yeah, we just instead of just thanking everyone, we actually rate them from best to worst. We thought,
that's right.
So we thought, let's put the best one at the bottom.
But didn't we give some like real, like 5-star reviews for like the worst of the people that you could ever possibly run into? Which put his nose out at John.
We had this roadie called Farkle who did
Farkle.
That's why he was called Farkle.
Farkle. We gave him like 5 out of 5. Oh, he didn't take that well.
No.
But no, he did. He was great. I love John Needham. He was a good guy. Where is he now? Does anyone know?
He's out south coast.
What's he on the south coast?
It's doing Citadel, I think.
Oh, right. He's still running Citadel.
Yeah, mail order.
Still basically mail order, but yeah, he's still out there doing all those things.
That's cool. I saw a picture of John Foy at a opening of a record store in Katoomba, posing in front of one of our posters.
Well,
did anyone see that?
There's only the Velvet Fog up in Katoomba, so it's got to be that one.
That's it, the Velvet Fog.
Paul Tatz runs that, who used to work for Citadel.
Oh, yeah,
or Simon Tatz, one of those guys.
I remember that.
Unfortunately, it's a small and declining world we live in.
I have some guest questions to ask from some high-profile celebrities, if I may. First question is from Jim Dixon from the Passengers and the New Christs. He wanted to know why the Lipstick Killers decided to go to LA, USA, rather than Europe.
Oh, well, the roller coasters really did play a big role in our decision. It
honestly did.
Yeah.
It honestly did.
We just thought, how many roller coasters are there in London? How many are there in LA?
Yeah,
that's really it.
It really was that's true. That's true.
Disneyland, you mean? And
no, Magic Mountain. Well, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Magic Mountain.
I even wrote a song called "On the Revolution," which was.
That's right, you did.
Yeah, we never played it, but it was about the Revolution roller coaster at Magic.
At Magic Mountain. So that's true.
And another celebrity.
Sorry,
another celebrity question from Peter Patterson, who played in Mother Jones, who opened for Dr. Stone once. He has a question. What do you think of the Lipstick Killers' influence, popularity, and love of the band today after all these years?
It's really nice, but
it's great.
We don't really get much feedback, do we, Pete? I don't.
No, I get none. I get none. I haven't even been to Australia for almost 2 years. I mean, I get none. I don't know. Mark's probably more in touch with things than I am, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
Wonderful.
Well, people have been looking forward to this album, this new album, for years and years and years. It's been a constant topic on social media of when David Lang would get it together and actually release it. Now it's here. We're all very glad that it is.
Well, thanks, Bob. Dave sort of convinced me that might be the case. I didn't really believe him, but when he actually offered to put his money where his mouth was, I thought, okay, he must be right. And
it's awesome. Although, can I just say something about a review that he sent out? There was a whole bunch of reviews. They were all excellent, by the way, except for the one that rated it 6 out of 10.
Ah.
So, I mean, whoever that was responsible for that is now a black band. We'll do no interviews with that individual. What's 6 out of 10, really?
That's the best. That's the best rating we've ever got so far that I've ever.
Yes, I know, but we could have got 8 out of. Like one gave us 8 out of 10, didn't they?
Oh, how
One
much?
gave you 8 out of 10. Yep.
8 out of 10. You gave us the 8 out of 10, was it, Bob?
No, I
Checks
haven't
in the
reviewed
mail.
it yet.
Oh,
I think Craig got the review for I-94.
that's it. I-94, yeah. But I was a bit disappointed with 6 out of 10, although it's a pass.
Well,
Yeah.
everything's a pass these days.
It's better than a fail.
Yeah, but that wasn't that the magazine Classic Rock that gave us the 6 out of 10.
I don't know who it was from. It's just a little snippet here.
Isn't like Freddie Mercury, the 10 out of 10 rock star?
Probably.
Not
Probably.
No, that's who we're up.
Anyway, everything's in context, I suppose. But it's nice to be remembered,
It's selling quite well,
It'd
I
be
believe.
nice.
So
But is it really? Well, I've ordered multiple copies from
Yeah.
JB Hi-Fi, eBay. I've got my kids ordering them left, right, and centre.
Has it sold more than the 350 that I ordered?
Well, I'll keep buying. There you go. They call
Get
that
it-
payola, don't they?
it's in the
More
charts,
Payola to get it charting.
the 2SM chart.
Is there a
Oh,
2SM chart?
Well, there should be if there isn't.
There used
But
to
I
be. but-
haven't seen the coloured vinyl yet. I've seen pictures of the black vinyl. I haven't seen any of them yet.
It's the big
I
one.
haven't received. They were sent to that place in our house in Glebe, but only the black vinyl. I think the coloured's on its way. Maybe I haven't paid for them. What's
This
it?
is what-
Is it orange or something?
Look at that.
Oh, look at that! How
It's
cool!
brilliant. Yeah,
That's nice, isn't it?
I keep
That's
playing it.
lovely.
I play it just so I
Yeah.
can get the colour.
Oh, it's beautiful. Well, I don't have any sort of turntable or anything up here, so I've got to listen to it on Spotify or iTunes, which I will be doing on the weekend.
Sounds great on the vinyl.
I think you can download it from Bandcamp as well, which means you'll get more money for it.
I don't know what that one is.
That's
What's that?
that Bandcamp is something which you download the music from in its entirety, rather than just run it through once and get 0.1% or something for it.
So
Oh,
you,
right. Okay. Well,
you pay for it and you get the whole thing. You can save it.
Then you get to download the album onto your computer and just fork out about
oh,
$7.
right. Yeah, and you get to save it. Right. You don't have to hire it from
Yeah.
those gangsters at Apple or Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I get back to Sydney and, when I do eventually move back to Sydney, which will be in the next few years, I will buy myself a turntable and stick it in the basement and listen to it as I grow old.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I can
you
confirm
bet.
it. Sounds
you-
fantastic on the vinyl.
I've got to come over and hear it on your system, Mark.
Yeah, you should, Pete.
Yeah, I will. Did you have anything to do with the mixing or the equalization or anything like that?
Yeah,
You
supplied
must have, right?
Yeah, I supplied all the audio to Dave.
All the master tapes. Yeah.
I think all of it.
Yeah. So it's got to be very high quality.
He would have done something to it or not him personally, but he would have had something done to it to just finish it off.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for the master,
Like you moved the two guitar tracks into one on the Lobby Lloyd sessions, didn't you?
sorry,
You kind of monoized it.
no, it's not. It hasn't been monoized.
But the guitars are somewhere less.
It
Like
sounds
on the-
better. If you actually monoize it, it sounds better. But
Yeah,
we did leave it in the stereo version that Lobby did. It's
Oh, right.
exactly as Lobby did it.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what was it like recording with Lobby Lloyd and Dennis Tech? Did they contribute anything to the band and the sound, the arrangements?
Dennis definitely did.
Oh, Dennis did.
Yeah.
And so did Ron Keeley. He tuned the drums for Dave, right?
Yeah, and Steve Harris.
And Steve, man, what a keyboard player that guy was.
And Ron Keeley tuned
And-
Dave's drums.
Yeah. Yeah, he tuned the drums for Dave. Dave didn't know how to tune the drums, right? Ron tuned.
He proudly.
Yeah, they did. Dennis was. Yeah, Dennis was great, and
Yeah.
Rob was there too, I think.
Yeah, Rob was there.
Was Rob there? Yeah,
Yeah,
Rob
he
was
was.
there.
He was the one who
Yeah.
said, why don't you call it Hindu gods of love in brackets?
Yeah, yeah. And did he provide any claps?
He might have.
Because I remember, I
Yeah.
think he did. I remember Dennis there with
He played the
three or
triangle.
four of us, providing
Yeah.
claps and stuff.
And Dennis played the triangle.
Yeah, yeah. So
that
it
middle
was an
part.
all-star,
Yeah.
session. But Lobby, I don't remember much about Lobby. I just remember it was very laid back, and
Yeah.
Lobby sort of mumbled a few things. Yeah.
I don't think I even met Lobby.
I think we met him.
I
think we met him, but I don't. Yeah, it didn't really. Yeah, it wasn't sort of a hands-on.
Well, he didn't help
He
us
just-
carry the gear in anyway.
No, he didn't, did he? We
No.
had to haul it up Alberts,
Yeah.
10
Is that a-
flights of
No, it
stairs.
was Trafalgar. It was Trafalgar.
Oh, was it Trafalgar? Well, what did we do at Alberts then? I thought we went to Alberts for some reason.
Nothing.
Maybe we got kicked out of Alberts or something with our demos. Stay out.
Mandarin Young.
Don't come back.
Mandarin Young came to one of our shows to check us out.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
To see if they would be interested. But
And needless to say, they weren't.
You
No,
played you played one of their songs, "Trying So Hard" for a while.
we did, yeah. I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
did.
Great version.
It was hard to play.
Great song.
Really hard to play. In fact, tricky guitar part.
Well, they had 2 guitars, don't forget. Mark's only got 2 arms, not 4 arms.
Yeah, but no, it was a great song. I remember playing that.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a recording of that.
Where?
Dave Lang's got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's another track too that we only did once or twice that he's got.
Oh, wow.
Is that an original or a cover song?
It's original.
What's it called?
Forgotten. I forgot.
I Need a Gun. There was
Yeah.
a song called "I Need a Gun," which sort of got forgotten
was-
about.
We only played that one as well. We played that.
Yeah.
And
There's one, Generation, some song called "Generation."
That's the one. That's
I've got a
the
set list.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Generation Exciter.
Exciter. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't really excite very
No.
much.
It was good.
It was a good song.
I've heard it. It's better than I thought it was.
Yeah. I'm sure it was. I mean, at the time, I think we just didn't think it was
Yeah.
should be in the lineup.
That one, I reckon
There were so many other great songs to play that were good fun.
it should have come out on the album, but not the other.
Yeah. Maybe volume 2 of Anthology.
That'll just be one song per
Just
side.
2. No, you got 2 songs. There's another one out there.
Yeah, but there's 2 sides on the album.
Oh God, that's right. That was a good song. I remember that.
Hmm.
Yeah, there were lots of great songs. They were good fun to play. Great songs to play. We were ahead of our time. I've always said that.
Hmm.
I think that the songwriting really developed as well over time. Like with the Psychosurgeons, you had that Marx really had that James Williamson kind of fill up every inch of space. But when you sort of like joined us, the Lipstick Killers, he sort of let off back a bit and let you get some more space on the vocals.
Well, that was because we had a great bass player and a great drummer at that stage. And with the Psychosurgeons, I always felt like if I didn't push 100% all the time, the whole thing would fall apart. And, frankly, it would have.
And it did.
Yeah. And so, I had to play the beat on the guitar as well, because the beat was there. Dave was doing it, but I think he followed me, and I followed him, but I pushed him along and he pushed me along, and I thought if I stopped, he'd stop.
Yeah, he always did play a little bit slower than the beat.
Yeah.
Like I noticed, like when a couple of times I jammed with him, he was always a little behind. But I really liked that.
But it was a unique sound, It was a unique sound. It worked.
I think it was just a question of having to drive things along and feeling that I was responsible for keeping the whole thing going. That was what gave it that sound.
Yeah, whereas Michael and Kim were like virtuosos.
Yeah, so I could just sit back and let them carry a lot.
Yeah, you could do a little bit of lead here and there and stuff. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You're happy with it, with how it came out in the end?
The new album?
Yeah.
Oh, very happy.
Yeah, over the moon.
Considering what Dave had to work with, which wasn't professionally recorded, most of it, I think it's fantastic. And I'm really pleased with the way Mesmerizer sounds too, because we went back to the original cassette.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you did it.
Yeah. I found the cassette that.
Oh man!
Who gave
really?
That cassette?
Chris D was the one that stuck that in the board, right? At the Flesh Eaters show at Madame Wong's.
Did he?
Yeah, he stuck it in the deck, and then he gave it to one of us. It was Chris D. Yeah.
Somehow it got to John Needham. I don't know how.
Well, I think we gave it to Needham. I think John wanted to.
Well, I didn't.
Did we?
No,
I didn't. I never had it.
I never had it.
Well, wonder how he got it.
I don't know.
There's a conspiracy for you.
Yeah.
No wonder he got
I don't know how he got it. No.
I never heard it after we recorded it. I heard it played back after the gig, and after that, I never heard of it again until.
Me too. Yeah.
John Needham said, "I heard this thing, of you playing live, and I think it's fantastic. I'd like to."
Got it from? Maybe someone made a copy or something, and I don't know. I just remember it was Chris D who stuck it in the board. Or was it the guy that was doing the sound back then?
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think it was him actually. I withdraw that statement about Chris D. It wasn't him.
No,
it was the guy that
owned the
the guy that was doing the board. Yeah, he put the cassette in.
Right.
And he gave it to us. Yeah, you're right. It was the guy that did the sound. Don't know how Needham got his hands on it. He stole it. There you go. He stole it.
That'll cheer him up.
That's why he got a rating of 2. It's theft, breach of intellectual property. You can edit that, can't you?
What's the penalty for that, Pete?
Oh, well, I think the statute of limitations is long past, but we can always get him privately with a hitman. I don't think there's any legal recourse, but there's other ways of dealing with Mr. Needham.
That'll cheer him up.
Oh, God.
Well, I think it's probably about time that we begin to wind this down a bit, because...
what a shame. I was just having fun.
I've got a good final question.
All right.
But you might have a good final question too, Bob.
No, you go first, please.
I was just going to ask Mark, I know you're a big garage 60s collector, one of the biggest around. Is there a song you could recommend to the people watching this? Just a great garage song that you should say, that most people wouldn't know about, that you say, go to YouTube, have a listen to this great track. Something you've heard recently, like a 60s record.
City of People by The Illusions, and its flip side, Wait Till the Summer.
Wow. Can I just put a plug in for Dr. Stone, who was a support act to the Lipstick Killers? It was a bit like Edna Everage and Les Patterson. He was like the Les Patterson. But I tell you what, Dr. Stone, for those that were lucky enough to see Dr. Stone. Now that was an extravaganza. There were all covers from virtually some of Mark's collection, not all from your collection. But now that was a great group, Dr. Stone.
That's some great originals too.
I don't know where the Doctor is these days. I think he may have been. He may have actually got that straitjacket that you were talking about, Bob, and he's now residing in it somewhere. Yeah, that was a great band.
Him off somewhere.
That was a great band, Dr.
They had a great original Dollhouse.
Oh, really?
Oh,
well, I've just bought. My daughter just bought on eBay at my instructions 2 flyers of Dr. Stone. Do you remember the Dr. Stone head with that sort of winged creature that Do you remember that, Mark?
Yeah, we stole it from that Sky album.
Wow.
We did. We stole it. That's right. I've just bought 2 copies off eBay.
It was a turtle with wings, but we put
It was a turtle with wings and Dr. Stone's head. Yeah.
It had
She just
microdots in the CD.
That's right.
Huh?
Oh, the microdots.
Yeah.
Well, they were.
Oh yeah. They were cool. That was a great album or a great CD, a great band, great everything. But of course, you know, it never went anywhere. We got a good review in the Herald, I remember. By what's that guy's name from the Herald, the journalist from the Herald? You don't see him anymore. He was really well known, like the leading journalist of the time. He gave us a very good review, but of course, you know, we sent it off to numerous radio stations, and it's probably still, you know, with coffee cups sitting on it.
If it doesn't come with cash, they won't play it.
It was a great album, great band. You know, should be up there. Maybe that's the next project, Mark.
Yes, maybe.
An anthology of Dr. Stone with some Lipstick Killers thrown in, the 2 unreleased songs. It really was. It's such a shame, you know, because we did some great versions of classic, you know, obscure 60s stuff that Mark had sort of found through his research.
Only I've discovered that most of that stuff isn't as obscure as we thought it was, but
yeah, but at the time, this is 20 years ago, mind you.
Yeah,
you know, to be fair.
I thought your original songs were better than cover songs.
Yeah, they were, but this was good fun.
Originals are always better than covers.
Always better. Yeah.
Remember the Harbour Cruise
Dr.
we did?
Stone
Shake the Shake and Dr. Stone?
Yeah, was that?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great.
And who else was that? The Crusaders? Were the
Crusaders and Shake the Shake and Dr. Stone. Yeah. Garage Cruise, it was called.
I was going to ask you, Steve.
It was a big night, yes.
You were in Shake the Shake, but were you also in the Psychotic Turnbuckles?
Maybe.
Ah.
We used to do City of People.
Oh, did you?
You're not.
Wow.
You're not admitting to that, Steve.
No, I'm not alleging anything.
But he said we.
Oh. We.
I just say we. Like, we.
Yeah, that was
the prosecution rests.
Oh.
Gee.
And Bob, you were in Filth, and what other groups have you been in?
Well, of course, after Filth, I needed to rest a bit because you know, you just couldn't do that every day, and I certainly couldn't afford to do that to a guitar every day.
Right. And when
it was very expensive.
After that little resty, what group did you?
We did Urban Guerrillas after that one.
Oh yeah.
Which was I don't know. That was an attempt at discipline, I believe.
Right.
After you played sort of like that sloppy, you really want to try and discipline yourself into be able to play like something or other. And then it was off to London and Blood and Roses and all that John Peel stuff and
And did you do anything else in London other than Blood and Roses, or did you come back?
No, just kept on playing in bands that never really did anything, because you just sort of like, you know, you come up with a band idea and then it just sort of like doesn't really come together as you want it to. Then you find yourself completely broken, washed up back on the street.
Oh yeah.
That's how rock and roll works.
Yeah, I saw you doing a cover of a Stooges song that was incredible on the internet recently.
Oh, we did that with Steve. That was Four Stooges we did with.
Was that you?
How do you find that? How do you find that on YouTube?
Yeah, have a look at that, Pete. It's fantastic.
You came to one of our shows, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
Ron Ashton.
But I
got there a bit late.
Oh,
yeah, I was there a bit late, and also I didn't really get come up the front. But
we do a great version of "We Will Fall."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys still play? Do you?
Oh well, COVID sort of put an end to a lot of playing.
Yeah, but pre-pandemic.
The Four Stooges.
We did quite a few Four Stooges gigs. So we basically did the first two Stooges albums all the time.
The Four Stooges. That's cool.
Well, that's one better than the Three Stooges.
Sure is.
Rudy from X-Ray Specs plays with us.
There it is. Look. Remember that? I'm putting a plug in for Dr. Stone.
Oh, Dr. Stone.
Yeah, there he is. It's not very good. This camera's not very good. Anyway. Wow, I'm going to look that up on YouTube. Four Stooges. I hope to be able to sample some of the local wares when I eventually come back to Sydney, which will be in the next couple of years. Been here too long.
Why are you in Singapore? Do tell.
Because I work for a hedge fund, and this is where my job is. A big US hedge fund. So I look after all of Asia. Hedge fund. We invest, it's a $51 billion hedge fund. We invest rich people's money and make a return for them.
Skim off a little bit.
Good, honest work. Good, honest work.
You and Steve Weinberg both.
What does Steve Weinberg do? I remember Steve.
He works for some Arab company.
Love the Arabs.
He's like,
nothing wrong with that.
No, he's done well for himself.
I remember Steve. Yeah, you got to make a crust, right?
Yeah.
That way you can afford to, have all the toys and do all the fun things in life,
Some of us have done better than others.
You've done all right for yourself. Look at that. You look well.
You do.
Well, that's something. There was no guarantee of that about, 30, 40 years ago?
No. No one who thought that I'd get to 30. I never thought I'd get to 30, but here I am.
No, I never thought you'd make it out of Manresa Hall, quite frankly. You've done really well for yourself.
Well, Manresa Hall was a bad one. Because that was the night I thought, because I had the flu. And so I just pumped myself full of ephedrine to do the gig, and as soon as I walked on stage, I just went flat in my face.
Flat, yeah.
Comedy timing.
The drummer at Manresa Hall, who was that, Bob?
Noel.
That was Noel, was it really?
Noel. Yeah, it was Noel. Yeah, it was Noel.
Yeah. Right. Noel.
He became Filth's drummer.
A rose tattoo drummer?
Yeah, that was at Bondi, Mark. Bondi Masonic.
All right. That's what I'm thinking.
Remember that when we had to take 10 loads of chairs?
We had a different one at that place that's up at...
Martin Joyce. We had three drummers.
Martin Joyce at the end, but we also had another one of those sort of like rose tattooey drummers at that Hindmarsh, Governor Hindmarsh Hotel. And we played in that back room.
Yeah, I have
Who from Rose Tattoo play?
Oh, I
can't remember. Of those sort of like Ryland people, Ian Ryland.
Digger Royal?
Yeah, he was with X. Right? Was that their name? X?
Steve Kafira?
Yeah,
big fella. He was a policeman.
Yeah, he was big. Yeah, we were scared.
He's gone. He's left us.
They're all gone now, aren't they?
Yep.
We're all still here.
Yeah, somehow.
We'll have to carry on.
That's a testimony to clean living. Well, I took the pledge about 12 years ago. I haven't had a drop to drink since.
Congratulations.
I never liked it anyway.
No, you never did. Yeah. Yeah. You were the smart one in the group, I tell you.
Well, once we got into Lipstick Killers, I thought, let's get serious. We don't need anything.
Yeah, and we didn't really. Yeah, fun times.
All we needed then was to, before each gig, to get together and say, kill, 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 which we never failed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
It was a war cry.
Yeah, we used to.
Really?
Well, we used to, yeah. Absolutely.
Every gig.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. That's so excellent. I can just imagine it. It's hilarious.
Used to get some odd looks from people like Air Supply and Mother Goose.
Air.
Oh God, Mother Goose. Oh, I'm going to have nightmares tonight about Mother Goose. Why did you have to mention Mother Goose?
You'll wake up in the morning wanting baked beans.
Oh God, there were some horrible groups we used to play with.
Did you play with Midnight Oil once?
Oh, we used to play with them all the time up there at Narrabeen.
Remember the time that their audience sat on the floor while we played? There was about 1,000 people in this huge venue. Manly.
Was it Manly?
Not
the Royal Antler?
The Narrabeen Hotel or the Royal Antler? That was it.
The Royal Antler. And their audience just sat on the floor.
Yeah.
We played. And then when we finished, they just did a slow clap together. I mean, not clapping, all together.
Get us off.
And then when Midnight Oil came on, it was like, the mosh pit.
Yeah, pandemonium.
Yeah.
God.
And he was singing, the Americans are ripping us up from the shit house.
Honestly, it doesn't say a lot about the Australian public, does it?
No. The Americans and the Japanese ripping us off from the shit house.
With those great gangling arms and legs, I was also hoping he'd plunge off into the sort of break his neck or something. Oh, God. I don't know if we should record this one, but do you remember playing at the marijuana convention in Hyde Park?
They pulled the plug on us.
Yeah, but before that or after that, who was that? We better not. No, I won't. I won't go into that. Don't. No, I better not.
That's another one of those.
Anyway, that was an interesting show. That was one of the few outdoor gigs we ever did. I think it was the only one we ever did.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, we did we opened the Knox Street Mall in Double Bay.
Oh, of course. Oh God, yes, we did. Another one of Murray White's bookings. And we did.
All the models were parading, and we were playing the music.
Yeah, we were playing the music to the fashion parade. The only thing we didn't do was a dog show.
Yeah.
And I greatly regret that.
There's still time.
We did. Oh man, I've forgotten about that.
Mm.
What did we play? We didn't play our songs. I think we must have played like Louie Louie or something.
Yeah, we did Louie Louie.
Yeah, we may have done like an hour and a half version of Louie Louie. Wow. I can see the moderator's looking at his clock there.
Well, we've said everything that happened anyway.
Well, we have. The only thing we haven't answered is, will we ever play again? I don't know. Who knows?
People would
a bit hard when you're 8,000 kilometres away from Sydney. Makes it hard.
The world needs it. The fans need it. Just give them a little.
We could do a virtual gig like they did during the pandemic.
Or a virtual gig.
Yeah.
I like that even better.
That's why you don't even do the virtual gig.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oh man.
What was the last time the Lipstick Killers played? Was that the Bridge or was that the Radio Birdman?
I was with Birdman
at the Metro.
That was the day when we blew Radio Birdman off the station.
Well, we really did.
No, we didn't. But
we like to think we did.
Yeah.
This is our moment in the sun. So let us have that. Give us that one. But that was filmed, right? Remember, Steve had the camera from Taylor Graphic, right? He filmed the whole thing. Don't know what happened to that. There's another project for Craig, right? The movie version.
Fade.
Behind the music.
Yeah, crickets. Big reaction there from the fans. Hey, they put all sorts of crap on SBS these days. I mean, sure they could put a documentary on the Lipstick Killers. My son now works for the ABC, so he could put it together.
Does he?
He works for ABC TV News, Mark.
Oh, well, that's congratulations, Pete.
Yeah. Big job. producer.
Fantastic.
I messaged him and sent him the anthology and said, "Can you get this on tonight's 7 o'clock news?" He wrote back and said, "You got to be joking." That was it. No respect. No respect.
Should we now draw a curtain across this? Because I think Craig is there, and congratulations once again. It's a fabulous album.
It is.
Honestly, so pleased for you guys that you got it out there, and nice talking to you.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah. Good to see you.
It's a pleasure to share part of our history with you. And I hope
Steve.
And I hope to be seeing you both around the traps.
Yeah, me too. Me too. When we're allowed to travel to Australia, I'll definitely see you around the trap.
Strange little child, you're the shadow by my side.